Okay, now. Yes. Okay, so I think it's recording now. So thank you very much again for being here. Thank you for your time. My name is Abiodun Adetu, and we'll be here talking about Niger Market Day. Like I said, I'm not very used to Teams, so I'm trying. So we'll be talking about Niger Market Day. This particular session is basically a town hall session where we get to hear back from you, where we get to share our plans for the year, and then just let you know, everything we plan to go through this season with you by our side. And so I'll go into it very quickly so that we have enough time to. I want to make somebody else the admin so that she can take it in. And that's Rashida. Rashida is one of our teammates. She's our Oga Pata Pata. I'm just trying to find people. Okay, so let me see just a second. Okay, it's not giving me the option. Pardon my tackiness. Okay, so there should be a way I should do that from Rashida here. Oh, it's not giving me the option. Okay, so okay, I found what I'm looking for. I'll be sharing my screen and then I'll be speaking from there. So Niger Market Day is why we're here again. My name is Abiodun Adetu. For those that do not know, if I like to use the word originally, like the say when you're speaking about where you're from, I'm into marketing. I'm a marketing consultant. I have been in this field for about 20 plus years. I've consulted for various organizations across the globe, and then from marketing campaigns to production and all that is what I have been doing over the years. Niger Market Day is a baby we started a couple of years ago, and that baby has taken us far and wide Canada. We've in total been to about 15 different cities. These are some of our markets, and then our past markets outdoors and then indoors. And we started off from Winnipeg, and then we had grown to other cities. Sorry, and then we had grown to other cities at meet. Okay, yes. So basically, why are we here today is to talk about our expansion. We started as a little, group. We had about 70, 80 vendors for our very first market. And between then and now, we have close to about 1,000 vendors within all these different 15 cities. Attendance has been very great in some cities, especially during the summer months. In winter months, I think last winter I would say was the worst of attendance for us, market-wise. The previous winters had been very good, but for some reason, the weather shifted on us in a couple of cities, and in about one or so city, we also had an incident overnight from another event at the venue that affected us having the event the next day. So, but outside of those rare events and then the blizzard coming in some cities just a day before our event, we had good outing. On record, we're close to about 100,000 attendees across board. And we've also enjoyed recognition from different government and municipal authorities and awards as well. And one of the things we do at Niger Market Day is training, which is one of them. We train with health officers. Here was, I think, one of our trainings with Peel Health Region. And this was last year. We've trained with Alberta, we've trained with Manitoba, we've trained with Ontario health authorities, and they help us be better at doing markets. Like I mentioned earlier, we've grown from about 80 vendors when we started to about 1,000 vendors now, and we keep growing. This year, We are introducing some new cities that we haven't been before, and they've been asking us to come. So yes, we would be doing some new cities that I would also be sharing with you. One of the things we have enjoyed is, and this is a collective effort from our end and from your end, because you are the main heartbeat of the market. Now, before I go to what we have enjoyed as a market, it's important to note that the Niger Market Day in itself, yes, it's typical market, but one of the main crust of the market, and that's where you come in, is bringing that local feel. That's so, like when we try to say, oh, we want to look for funding here and funding there, and we are trying to explain to them that yes, it is market, but we want to make this market as affordable for people, so much so that, in fact, first left to me, if we get enough funding, we can make it free for people, because we want you to come and not have the burden of, I have to make XYZ. But if we are properly funded, for instance, you can come to the market with all of your glory in all of your glory, and just be the market woman or market man that you are, and just enjoy yourself while you also make money. So collectively, we've been able to make about $750,000 vendor generated sales across board. And this is from, checking back with people to say, okay, how was the market? How did you do this time? And just getting that survey around, we've been able to get that going. And hopefully this year vendors will sell more. And what we are doing, though we think is little, is impacting the economy of the country where we are in. And we are also, so when they say, what do you bring to the table? We are showing them our numbers, we're showing them what we're doing, and, continuously doing that to ensure that we are seeing we're ahead. One of the crux of Niger Market Day is also that we don't want to be in the hiding. We want to be in places where, irrespective of your color, your shade, wherever you're from, you're passing by, you would see that the market is happening and you want to be a part of it. And that's why, there are some venues who say, I'm like, no, this venue does not position us as we ought to. And try to make sure the kind of venues we are getting are venues that are out in the open. Another thing is what we try to infuse into Niger Market Day is culture, because culture is at the heartbeat of what we do. The essence of this is making sure that our African and Nigerian and Ghanaian culture, and we have been also fortunate to have non-Africans join us on this journey, which is beautiful, because if you look at, typical, let me use Accra market. When I went into Accra market, that's in Ghana, we had our Igbo boys there. We had some folks from Botswana. We had other people from different parts of the world as vendors or as market owners in that market. Same thing if you go to Banugu market or Onitsha market, you see Chinese guys, you see Indian guys, they're also doing their business. And that's also what Niger Market Day does. Yes, it's majorly occupied by us, but then we bring other people, other businesses in as well, to so that there is a balance, and then we can also exchange culture. But at the heart of what we do is telling our story. So if you look at our setup, you, for instance, see the map of Africa, and when people go around there just to look at the different countries, it gives us joy, because that way they are learning more about us. You, for instance, see drawings, you see paintings and stuff like that. This year we are going very hard on culture, on history, and we'll be having some representations that would bring out different stories around the globe. And this is one of our showcase as well that one of our branders brought in. Well, one of the things we'll be doing this year is having care guides where people will drink palmy for free and do other things as well. We've also enjoyed a lot of media and media presence. Like I said, my background is in media and communication, so it's always we always know how to tap into those buttons to make sure we are getting the publicity. And as we are getting it, you are also being featured along, because a lot of us will be interviewed, a lot of us will be taking pictures of, and that a lot of us, our brands will be mentioned. And that's how we also, create that global brand awareness for us. We've also enjoyed a lot of partnership and collaborations from organizations, individuals, government bodies that have kind of helped us. Although government has supported us, not financially, but they've been kind of been there to be at our markets, help promote and do all that. Hopefully this year or years to come, they would support us financially. So this is just cross-section of some of the things, some of the markets. And we also do giveaways. That first picture is a giveaway by 2404 Logistics. They were one of our sponsors, I think, last year, summer and winter, actually. And just a cross-section of people that came to the market as well. One thing we also try to do is engage the community. So we bring the police units, for instance, they come, we bring the fire trucks, they come around and engage with the community, and they also most times give the kids something to look forward to. And then we bring other participants as well into that space to mingle with our community, and everybody feels welcomed. So 2026, what are we looking at? These are some of the cities we will be going to from Brampton. We kick off in Brampton in May, and then from Brampton, we'll be going to Hamilton, we'll do London, we'll do Brandon, Ottawa, Moncton, Winnipeg, Calgary, Fort Mac. So those are some of the cities we haven't been to before. Moncton, Lethbridge, Fort McMurray, and Edmonton, yes, we've been a couple of times. And Ottawa was supposed to happen last December, but we had some challenges towards the end of closer to the event dates that we had to take down the event. So these are the dates. I think I sent this out previously. These are the dates we're looking at. And some of them we've already confirmed venue. And Brampton, we are still using Chinguacousy Park, but we're using the larger side of the park this time around. Hamilton, last year they had approved TB McQuestion for us, and then they took it back from us. But this year they've given it to us, and they are not taking it back. And Winnipeg, we are using a very iconic space. It's the True North Square and the Graham Avenue. They've just developed or renovated Graham Avenue. And then Brandon will still be at Princess Park, Calgary. We have 2 locations for Calgary. So we're just like, which should we go with? And to be one of the things we'll throw out to folks here. Calgary, we have Prairie Winds Park. And then we also have what's the Vivo Event Center. The beauty about Vivo is is an indoor space, but then they can open the roof and close it back should weather do anyhow. But it's a very beautiful space. But the problem is money or look why so expensive. So that's what we're still considering. But we have those 2 spaces. Lethbridge, we have the Festive Square already booked. Moncton also has given us Confederation Park. Fort McMurray, the team there, they're still working on the venue, but they'll get back to us very shortly. Edmonton, my city. For Edmonton, we have these 2 dates because we have 2 venues too. One has been approved by the city. That my head is so full at times. I mix up some of the things. But Edmonton is a very popular park. I will find it from my notes before we finish, and then let us know. But so I mentioned that Edmonton has 2 places. So Ice Park was one of the venues. So the first time we went to Edmonton, Ice Park and Churchill Square were top on our list. But unfortunately, the date they had given us for Churchill was way far into the summer, so we didn't take it. And then for Ice Park, they didn't get back to us at all. But luckily for us this year, Ice Park got back to us, and they are giving us a date. But they are giving us an offer as well that we are almost not resisting, but we haven't concluded on it. Once we conclude, I would let the team Edmonton folks know, and then we can move from there. So that's about that on the venues and the dates. And these are just some more pictures from past events and all that. Again, we try to be in the media. The American press came last year, or upper year, 2 years now, because they heard about us and they came around to cover. So Voice of America, and then they had their French and English versions, and then we had other places. So one of the things we also do is we are very, very heavy on publicity. If there's anything we do, is to make sure we before the event we are doing loads of ads, we are doing loads of PR, and then we are putting the brand out there. We are doing loads of interviews, press releases, and all that, so that the noise can go far and wide. And we are also bombarding the Facebook groups, the WhatsApp groups, and all the groups that we have. And that's where you also come in. I know quite a number of us, we try when it comes to, you know, helping also to push it. But look at it this way. Niger Market Day is a platform. It's just like renting a shop, right? When you rent a shop, the landlord would not do that work for you. It will still be, the onus will be on you to make sure, you know, you're making the noise alongside us. So we'll try our best from our end, but also some people, even that we create flyers for vendors, they wouldn't even share their flyer, not on their status, not on their social media, not anywhere. We have to keep bugging them, and still they'll be like, oh, we do it, I'll get it. And they never do. Some people, they only do a few days to the event. So, if we are like, let's say we are 1,000 and only 200 is pushing the noise, right? How then do we get the word out there? So that's why we also want to encourage everybody. It's a big investment, bringing out, even if it's $1 to be a part of a program, right? And then you leave it to chance. That's, you have to recoup your money, even if not anything, recoup what you brought. But that's not why you came. You want to do more than that. And again, at the markets, at times, a lot of people come, and that's why this is different. Sometimes people say, is a trade fair? I said, no. Well, my concept of a trade fair, when trade fair used to be trade fair back in the day, trade fair is more a formal, almost like a trade show, is more formal as against a market, right? A market is where, and I always say it's a moving market. So you're not even restricted to where you have been placed. You can move around, you can hawk things on your head, you can carry, just be as local. You're almost like actors, right? You're just as local. Look at the Yaba boys, or you pass through Oshodi. They will drag you, they will pull you, they will make sure they can even buy malls for you just to make sure they get something out of you. And that's the same attitude we expect of every single person, that you're coming to the market, you want to make sure you're bringing in your A game. Don't come and be pressing phone. Don't come and just feel like distracted. No, before you even get there, let people know you're there. As you're there, you see someone passing, you bring them to you, you go meet them. They are with somebody else pricing. You say, go and carry your load and go and meet them. Because again, we are not at the market to play. It's just a day or 2 days, but we want to maximize that opportunity. So I encourage all of us to please, it's a whole lot of work from our end as well, making sure we create all these banners, we do all the ads and do all that, but we also want you to be a part of it. Make sure you're advertising. Make sure, some people get extra results because even I'm just online, I just see sponsored ad by this person for the market, by that person for the market. Some people do as far as paying influencers to talk about them to be at the market, just so that that noise can go around. So if one or two people are doing this, we slow them down when others are not, and then want to gain from that crowd, right? And that's also why we try to make sure the venues we pick, irrespective of even how much noise we make, people are already at that venue, so it's easy to bring them in to our events, and we try to be in the public eyes as well. So please, I want to encourage every one of us, make sure you're promoting. One of the things we also do is back to back to back meetings. Like if I show you line up for each city, we have over 60 items that we have to tick off to ensure the event is what it is, right? And I have to also thank people like Rashidat and other of our team members. Overnight, overboard, they are working and working and working to ensure everything is going on fine. So that's about it. I also want to talk about our conduct at the market. Some of this market, after the event, we get fines. For instance, in Winnipeg, after summer's event, we got about $11,000 fine. For what? For conduct behavior. So I'll stop sharing this for a second. For vendors' conduct, right? Something as simple as maybe trashing, you know, you put your excess bin. Food people at times, that stuff that they use in cooking, I can't remember what it's called. They remove it and then they throw it on the floor, or you have garbage all around you, you don't clean up your space, or so so many, they say don't park on the grass, then you decide to park on the grass, or the different things. And several venues like that at times they come back and they're like, oh, your people did this, and they have pictures, so like they're lying, right? So we want to please encourage every single one of us to be considerate of our neighbors. And um if you haven't watched any of the past videos, and I was going to go into labeling, right, for people that are selling food products, anything that has got to do with health related, even body creams and all, always have your nutritional facts or allergies on them. We have people that come even on social media after the event. They'll say, oh, my son wore this or my son did that and they had this on their body. I know in a country where we are, it's very easy to get sued and be sued. So we always have to be extremely also careful with what we do. So that's about it from my end. And there are a few things I was also going to mention. So I don't know, some of us got this magazine. Most of the markets will always share this magazine. It's called Kara Magazine. Basically, what we use it to do is also to teach culture, to teach people about who we are. One of the things we are going to do this year is the Kara will be released closer to the market season, and we want to list everybody on our network here, so that imagine we have 10,000 copies of this or more being printed, and people get to have this magazine. They can check later, see your brand. It's just like a mini directory that I'll be putting in there. And then outside that, we would also be having what we call Walk of Fame, Wall of Fame. So at each market, we'll be listing vendors, almost like putting your brand right on the wall as people are going in so that they can see your brand. So we'll be doing that as well. One of the things that has also come up is one of our very good community person, Nigerpreneur. Some of us might know that brand. They've agreed to help promote businesses towards the market or for the market at, I think it was $50. And it's also on the drop down. If you're booking your slot, you can also book it along. If you want to be on the power list for the magazine as well, you can also book that along. And I think that's majorly things that are coming to me right now. If I remember any other thing, I would share with us. But now the floor is open for questions, for comments, for queries, for, really, it's just, and please, you can bring on your video. It's just a session where this is just our own moment. After this week, the next week, we'll go into marketing communication. So we'll have someone that'll be talking to us about our brand, how to, how just to be more visible or what you can do to help your brand. Then same day, we'll be having folks from Face Coalition. They are the ones that the federal government, if I can use that word, has given funds for small businesses within our community to be able to give us loan and grants, particularly grants. So they'll be coming to talk to us about that. And I think everybody should be on that, because I can't remember the amount, but it's a very huge amount that they give them, and it's for us, right? So if there's a way we can tap into it. They also have a directory on their website. I guess they might want to talk about that as well. I just kind of like puts us in those spaces. Outside that, the following week we'll be having two of our vendors that are already doing e-commerce and distribution across provinces. They'll be coming on board to share their experience, how you can go about yours, especially if you have products that can be sold on Amazon, in Walmart, and all those big names, Superstore. They are online, or even how to stock your things in those places. So they'll be coming to tell us about how they went about theirs and how we can also do that. And one of them has a product. Someone is from Ontario, the other is from Alberta. So the other person has a product. She started in Edmonton, in Calgary actually, but she's been able to take it to Edmonton. She's in over maybe 13 different cities right now, and her products are doing very well. with the partnership of other African stores that are within our network and also outside of our network. So they will also be coming to share those experiences. And for the final week, we'll be having Bank. They have some grants programs and some loan programs and some financial solutions really that will help us. So I've spoken to them to please come on board, and they'll be coming to speak to us, just basically what you should be doing with your finances to help your business, the loopholes you should be looking at to be able to prosper your businesses. So today is the only day we have, after today is all training, all workshop and all that. So please, the floor is open, and we can start taking questions or feedback or suggestions and stuff like that. Thank you very much for listening. Don't be shy. Thank you, Onyeka Eze. You can unmute and go ahead. And tell us what city you are calling from or you're joining from.
Hi, Abiodun. Sorry, I'm not like camera ready right now.
That's fine.
This is actually my first time here. I
Okay.
am from Hamilton. I'm in Hamilton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I
Did you?
just wanted, yeah, go on.
Now I was going to ask if we had the market last year as a
Oh no,
visitor.
but I heard about it, but I was
Okay.
not.
Okay.
So I just wanted to ask, so I've gone ahead to commit myself to the Hamilton market. But
Okay.
I was also considering some other markets. So as I have paid and did not tick those markets, can I come back to tick them, like come back again and pay and be on the power list, like you said, and the Nigerpreneur stuff? Because I
Ye-
did not tick any of those things. I just wanted to commit myself first.
Okay. Yes, I think you right now, because normally the form should be editable, but I got a report that to something about authenticity of people and avoid scam and stuff like that, that you can't edit. So what I think you can do is either you let us know, and then we can put that. You can just send me an email, and I will post my email here. You can just send us an email to the cities you're interested in. Then you can pay directly via Interact, and then we would add you on to the cities and the programs as well. Excuse me.
That's
And the program as well. Yeah. And thank you very much. And Hamilton, we have Nigerian associations all around the cities and provinces, but Nigerian association in Hamilton, they are one
yeah.
of the, if they are not the best, I don't want to say well, I mean, the team, they are doing incredibly well. I hope you're part of the association. If not, please join. From
Yeah.
the president all the way to the board to I mean, that's one of the cities I enjoyed a lot of warmth from the association. So well done.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any other? There should be several other questions. We have questions, we have queries, we have things we just want to talk about, or concerns. And I mean, we've had some markets, and maybe I should chip that in as well. We've had some market that didn't do as expected, particularly our Toronto event. Um, this last winter wasn't great at all. It was, to use lack of a better word, terrible. And two things. One was the weather, and secondly, we had so the venue has like four events and events halls. So one of them hosted an overnight party, and that overnight party, I think they fought there. So the whole building had to be sealed off. So we just came the next morning hoping to start event, and the place was a no-go area. So that even made the already bad situation worse. And unfortunately, that day, a lot of people were coming in that wanted, because we were coming from church, it was a 2-day event, that wanted to be a part of the event, but we didn't have anywhere to use. So that happened as well. So yes, we celebrate our wins, but yes, we also acknowledge some of our falls. But I mean, everything, one thing we do is ensure we make sure we are doing our best to put, words out there for to get people in. Please go ahead if you have questions or concerns. Oh, okay. Okay. Please go ahead, Mr. Adeniyi or Mrs. Adeniyi.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Okay, it's
What city
Olamide.
are you calling from?
Winnipeg.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Gifted,
that's my
Sha.
sister
Gifted.
that sells
So,
juice and ginger.
I remember the last summer Niger
Market.
market day. So
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted you to have something to eat because it's summer and it's always hot.
Mm.
So I realized that last time the music was not really going as we wanted. We were looking for customers and we need to dance. And somebody like me, I dance a lot. I wanted to go around and say customer. But I don't know what happened. So this year, please help us to put it down. We need more music.
More music in terms of the list, the
No, I don't know what really
playlist
happened.
or
I think there
sound.
was there was break. After a while, there's always break.
Oh,
Like
okay. Oh no. Okay, so what
then
happened there was that unfortunately we had contracted some electricians to bring in the plugins for the different sockets,
okay,
but the ones they brought did not match the ones on site. And because it was Saturday, they were not at work. So we had to start, there was too much load on different aspects of the market. So in fact, it was a breakage, right? So it was electrical
so
breakage, not that it was from the MC or I mean the DJ or anything. It was just that it was low. So they had to redistribute a couple of times.
okay, please help us work on it.
Mm,
And for us that are also interested in selling at Brandon this year, so I need some like now registered for the July Winnipeg market day. So
mm.
what can I do I need to go back to
To the form.
the firm in order to sell at Brandon, or I just need to send an email or talk to you personally?
Yes, send an email. But what we'll also do is maybe because I see that a lot of people want to, and I'll also do this advice. The truth is, we have some vendors that move across cities. Um, Again, we try our best, but not all cities would be the same. So, for instance, when we went to Hamilton, so the folks in Hamilton, it was a great event. A lot of people came out. But because in other, so for instance, when we were in Brampton, Brampton was really huge. A lot of people came out, right? Compared to, and Mrs. Anu is here, she was in Brampton, she was in Hamilton. The crowd that came out in Hamilton were not as much as those that came out in Brampton. But from feedback, some people came to me and said, what I sold in Hamilton, I did not sell it in Brampton. No, although we had the crowd, right? So I think trying to move around cities, you should also, one, if you are flying, buy your ticket as early as possible. If you buy your ticket maybe from like now, you might get it for $100, 150, 200. But closer to the date, you probably get it for $800 or something, which has already chopped your, a major part of your profit and all that. So one, if you want to move across cities, know that there's a risk of not selling as much as you hope for, and you might sell too. So business is about chances. Business is about taking risks. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. On my part as well, there are a lot of times that I'm crying. I'm like, Mobile, right? But there are times we win. So if we win in maybe somewhere like Winnipeg, we'll use it to cover for somewhere like Toronto, for instance, right? And if we don't, even when vendors are happy they've done well, on my own end, I might not have made any money, right? I might even actually be working at a loss. So sometimes, so before you, it's not compulsory you move from a city to city, especially if you know maybe your product is, so let's say for instance, clothing, right? There are so many people selling clothing. In fact, when I see ready to wear people, I'm always running, right? So let's say you sell clothes and you're in maybe Hamilton. You want to go to somewhere like Calgary. Know that there are people there selling clothes as good as yours, maybe better, maybe cheaper. So be ready for that kind of competition. I've seen some people, they get to the market. In fact, this was very funny. She went around the market. She saw that, oh, someone else was selling something similar to, what she was selling. She bought those things off, brought them to her own place, increased the money, and then started selling. And that
Wow.
happened in one of our markets. So what I'm just trying to say is be cognizant of the fact that you might win, you might lose. And if you win, we are happy. But if you lose, don't also feel terribly bad. I've had a lot of people. In fact, there was one sister, she was the first person that registered for this market this year across all the cities. She was like, at the market itself, she might not make more than at times maybe $200, times 300. In fact, there was one market she said she only made $80. But she said after that day, so she was telling me that she had made over $5,000, $10,000 from people that came to her stand at the market that didn't buy, but they just came, got her number, some just took pictures. And that some people say, oh, people call them to order, right? Order after the
Mm.
market. So be prepared for I would win, I would lose. But the fact is, you're meeting new people, you're increasing your brand width and all that.
Mm.
So please, because I also do not feel good at times when I see that maybe this person didn't really sell. Maybe that person. In fact,
Mm.
there was one I was practically pushing people to them to go and buy from them. But those people are going there, but they are not seeing what they like, right? And also, that's another point I wanted to make earlier. Because we are opening the market to people that are not readily our people, they are eager to come. But we saw that, and this happened in Winnipeg for winter, although it was a blizzard 2 days before. Day two, we saw an influx of non-Africans come into the market, but we saw them going out the same way they have come in. The few people that bought things that maybe body butter, things that maybe they might be slightly familiar with, we didn't really see them engaging. So I went around to like kind of when I see them going out, I'll go around and say, oh, you didn't pick anything. Like, oh, we didn't really see anything. We didn't really see anything. So that's also something maybe that we should also, you know, um, be cognizant of to see what am I bringing to the market, right? Is it something that will attract? I'll be willing to teach people. I had someone call me and this happened in Brampton. She called and she was reporting that, oh, she came to the market, her kids, she's pig skinned. She married an African, so her kids have not been to Nigeria before. I think the husband was Igbo, and they were planning to go. So when they heard about the market, they thought it was going to be like their mini introduction to the culture. But she said the first people she met, they were very rude to her. She went to another part, they were rude to her. Then it was like maybe the third or the fourth people person that was kind of nicer to her, and then she was able to buy something from there. So at times our disposition to these people, go a long way. We had someone come to the Winnipeg market, three people actually. They were non-Nigerian. One was Indian, one maybe Chinese or somewhere around there, then one other person. All these three people, they told me they sold out. And I'm like, oh, how? Especially the other man that was Indian. He was like, oh, this man was practically just wearing it for people. He was just like an Igbo guy. wearing clothes for people. We tell you go and take picture, go around the market, come back. By the time you've taken picture, go around, you come back and buy, right? And that was his strategy. So when people come in, yes, how are we meeting them? How are we approaching? They don't want to buy. Give them reasons why they get them interested in your product. For instance, the Jinsu thing, which I was just saying, in fact, I've seen it in several markets, I had not bought. But when I met Madame Olamide and she was like all about it, I was like, in fact, it's still in my fridge. I bought, and people buy. And that's, some things. There are some things I just see, I'm like, oh, this is really nice. Or I might just see carry my face. But the person will now call me, madam, come now, this thing. At times when I'm leaving some cities, my box is so I have to buy extra luggage at times because I say the whole of my profit, people have collected it back, that kind of thing. Because they are really just wanting you to try their product, they give you samples, they have different strategies, and that is what the market is for. Don't see some people sit down, be pressing phone on their spot, right? They've already given up, nobody's coming to me. Go and meet them now because people are there, so go to them, right? And so that's why we also try to, if you see the way we station people, food people different, we put them in like silos so that you're kind of like helping. And that's one of the things we want to also introduce, that outside putting you in silos on the market. Before the market, maybe we would have created the group to say, oh, you these 10 people, you'll be around each other, help each other with marketing, help each other with promotion, help come together and do creative things so that we are pushing the market. And again, what I see is some people wait till a week to their own market. So we start in May, we end in September. We are already building the momentum, say for instance, from Brampton. You've seen videos, you've seen pictures. Take those videos, take those pictures, make them your own and start advertising as far back as May, even though your market is in July. Don't wait till it's a week to go, right? Start advertising, start promoting, give us deals. And that's one other thing. Something a couple of people also complain to me about in different markets is when they come to the market, it's like going to Onitsha market or Balogun market. There is a woman by your house selling something, but when you go to that market, you're looking for deals, you're looking for wholesale. But if what I'll buy from you is same thing I'll buy in African store the next day, why do I want to buy from you? So our pricing also, just know that that day, you're not there to make the maximum profit. You're there to gather as many people in your contact list as possible so that when they want to buy tomorrow, they will remember you. Even if it's just 1 naira you're going to make on top of your own profit, is something, right? But you've put them in. Like someone once told me a long time ago, he said, that invoice, make sure you submit it, even if you're not going to make money from that business. And Rashidat is here. There are some businesses we did way back in the day that it was just it was as good as we did not even do anything. Like, but our invoice was there. Our name is already in their database. When they started making big money, when they moved to other companies that had bigger budgets, they remembered us. They came for us, and then we're able to move. And that's why we were consulting for Mobile, we were consulting for InstaSwitch, Wakana, all the big brands. Because when they did not have, we just put our name there. We just put our invoice there. So when they started having money, then they remember us and they can come. So when you come to the market, don't think, they sell golden more, for instance, at African store, $20. You come to market, you still see $20. Tell me what's the motivation to buy? But know that, and that's why we give you a long time to know that this market is happening. We always announce December, January. Is enough time for you to have shopped, have done everything in bulk, in wholesale, so that when you're coming in, you have your profit. It's not like you're rushing to ship things in. Someone was telling me closer to the market, I have to use DHL. In my mind, I'm like, if you use DHL, how are you going to sell? Right? But if you have 3 months, even if it's those ones they do on the sea, you use it to bring it in or use other cheaper means to bring them in, then you can sell at a very even people that own African stores, they come to the market as well. They reduce their price a little bit, sell, because again, people are coming for the deals. That's what we are promising them. They are coming for the deals. This dress now, I think it was $30 I bought it. On a regular day, maybe it would be $80 or $70. But at the market, I bought it for $30. That is a deal. But if it tells me 80, I'll be like, whoa, Mahara later. No motivation. Pardon my using Yoruba. I'll buy later. No motivation to buy at that time. But because it was $30, in fact, I bought for myself, bought for my husband, bought to Rishi, right? Same thing in Calgary. I saw some nice lace up and down. I didn't want to buy it too, but when she gave me the price, I was like, which day will I see this price again? Sharp, sharp, I buy it. And that's how people, when they go into the big market, that's how they buy. They buy and buy because guess what? One of the products that I'm not seeing in other markets are children's clothing. You know, our clothing here in this Canada is, for a lack of a better word, is not even there at all. There are some clothes I bought for my kids maybe 3 years ago, market or something. They've been passing it on. Boy clothes, my daughters are wearing them because not even one rip. Clothes, shoes, we don't have so much of those, and those are sellers. Even bags, different things for children. Parents will always buy. Children will see, they'll tap their parents. They want to buy, they will buy for them, right? I'm not saying children's toys. There are some toys that we have back home that they don't have here. There's so many other products apart from ready to wear clothes. That might be what you do on a regular, but think of this that I want to come to the market. What should I bring that people will buy? And then they'll get your contact. Then they'll still ask you for more, right? I had someone that was saying she wanted to come and sell lace. And I told her, I said, bringing lace, wholesale lace and stuff like that. I said, you might not sell at that market. But if I want to do a Shebi tomorrow, if I want to do this thing, they will get your contact and then they will buy from you. But at least they know you are selling. So a lot of people will come to you. And if your price is competitive, we don't have to buy all the way from Nigeria and bring it, or buy from Ghana or from Togo. We can buy it here, sew it here. And that's why I encourage people selling clothes. Bring your sewing machine. Someone, he comes to the market every year. It's just to do what's that thing? So cut and join that it comes to do. And it makes good money at the end of the day. So let's also think outside of the box. How can we make this better? How can I make profit and put my brand out there during the market? So thank you very much. I know I spoke on that one. Do we have more questions or something? We have just about 8 more minutes. Please go ahead, Madam Onyeka.
Oh, I just wanted to ask about the London market. Is this the first time, or was there a London market last year?
No, this is the first time we are going to London, and the um Nigerian Association there. As a matter of fact, we've had like 3 or 4 meetings. They really want to be a part of this. We are supposed to have the London market June 13th, but they are asking us to push it to September. The community, not the association now, wants us to have it as early as we can, but the association wants us to put it to September. So we are kind of in between. I'm a big fan of authority, right? And I also belong to a Nigerian association in my city. So I'm tilting towards, should we wait for them, right? Or should we do it? Most likely we would be waiting for the association. They said we should do it October. What happened? So they said we should do September. So we are still like back and forth, but ordinarily it's supposed to be our plan is June 13th for immediately after Hamilton, but now they're saying we should wait.
Okay.
You, any other person? And please feel free to, I have, and I think I have a number of people that would send products, send their, what's that thing called now? Collaborations, mentions. Feel free to use our handles as you like. We don't charge for it. It's a platform where so far you're a vendor, whether current or past or incoming. If you are incoming and you've paid to be a vendor, you can also use it. Send your collaborations, involve us. If you want us, and some people would send invites to say they are doing store opening or they are this. Some I'm able to make, some I'm not able to make. But if you want us to be part of anything you're doing, whether to help you promote it or to even share within our networks and other vendors who can support you, please. We are here for each other, for the prosperity of every one of us across. And that's the beauty of our market. You can, and there is an event happening this what's it called now? I said Christmas, Valentine. Hope you all have Valentine, where there are like 3 or 4 brands coming together to do that event, and those are kind of things that we get excited about. So, and there are some, I know I've disturbed Mama Toby very well. There are some people that have product, and I'll be like, oh, Mama Toby has a store here. call her. Echo has a store in Edmonton. This has a store in Calgary. This one has a store in this city. As you're doing products, so far they are scalable. So far they are products that can move across cities. We can always connect you to other vendors in those cities. One of the things we'll also be inculcating soon. We are just trying to conclude the partnership is there's, and I am sure I was going to talk to Mama Tobi about it as well. There's this brand um Vipa. They have screens that they put in African stores in Ontario. I think they have about 40 to 50 different screens in different African stores. I'm thinking they can take it to Mama Tobi's store as well, so that I think there's a partnership they will do with you. That's be paying you and stuff like that. So if you have a space where they can bring your screen, they can, they can also do that. And you know, if you have products too that you want to show in those other stores, so when people come into the store, they see your product, you can also kind of like work with them and get that going. So that's about it. We have about 4 more minutes to go. If we have questions, please, or if you had feedback for us, something you want us to improve on, or something you think we are doing and we are not doing it properly, or if there is maybe an influencer, blogger, or a promoter that you want us to work with, or maybe there is an MC. We use a lot of MCs, DJs that you prefer we use as against a particular one. You can also let us know so that we get it going for everybody. Just so we know, this recording will not be shared on YouTube. Other trainings would be. This is just for internal consumption. Okay. Saying none, we will be calling it a day shortly. Thank you very much for everyone that has been a part of this. So thank you very much. Next week is this same time. Is CST. I'm sorry for about the mix-up. Is Central Standard Time, because some people are 2 hours away from Ontario, some are 1 hour, some are 1 hour above. So we are kind of like scattered everywhere. So please, it's 12 Central African time. Let's keep note of that. Sorry, I'm just so thank you very much. You can unmute and say hello, say your name. If you don't want us to see your face, at least let's know your name and let's know where you joined us from. And we just have about 2 more minutes.
Hi, Lady T.
Hello.
Yeah, this is Koshe. Just to say
Hey!
thank you.
I didn't want to say, I wanted to be sure. This is my very, very, and she's going to share her story with us very soon too. She's one of our day ones. She was at the very,
Oh my
very, very
God.
first Nigeria Market Day. And it is amazing how our product, the beautiful thing about her story is that, you have to put in the work. She has put in the work. She did all her testing. She did this, she did that to make sure it complies by all the rules. And right now, her products are in stores, at least for now, in Winnipeg. And I know by God's grace, we'll be moving them out very, very soon to different cities. So, Madam Mama Tobi, now I've called Mama Tobi. You have to speak today. I've called her name like 100 times. She has store in Ontario, so we'll be sending some products there. We'll send to Edmonton, we'll send to Calgary, we'll send to Brampton, all the corners.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for your platform.
Thank you.
We've seen the growth in the business, and I know that a lot of people, if you're new or you're an existing vendor, you would appreciate all that Lady T is doing. We can't thank you enough for giving us this platform. So from us at Koshe, we want to say thank you.
Thank you so
We
much.
appreciate all the feedback that you've been giving us, and we know that with you and with God by our side, we will succeed this year,
Amen.
next year, and beyond. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I think Madam Mo just joined us. She's from Calgary. So it's just 12 o'clock in Calgary. Thank you very much. Any other person? Okay. So we'll be calling it a day because it's exactly 1 o'clock. We started at 12. Oh, okay. Okay, we started at 12 and then we are done for the day. Thank you again. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Oh, more royal pastries. Okay. Thank you very much. So thank you. We can log off now. Please, next week, let's be prompt. And this will be a very great session because we have 2 people coming on board next week to train us.